everyone, welcome to the B-Side Breakdown. My name is Brett Johnson and I am your host. This is episode 9 of a podcast where I talk with other artists, musicians, and songwriters about a song they've written that is meaningful to them, and we try to get deep into the why behind it. Today, I'm revisiting an old friend, Jeremy Jessen. He's coming back again to talk about the Align song, Rapidan. So before we get to Jer, let's check it out. Here is Rapidan by Align.
I'm in a quadrant floating on the film of a day. I took a shower in Texas in a sailing going. I'm about a mile a year with the world career, and now sex is my new lottery number. The over the other, 'cause I won't pay my dues. With a foot in the water and everything I want toward you. Show through with you in your pain. Around me, I push out. I should my best cool time. I should have never left that kid by. Now I try to avoid my half-century timely demise. I took the day I lost you, followed up and set through the years I thought I knew. A crowd gave me a second place blazer, the first of the losers I walk right into. A grade school break that I just take me the last time. The 2-6 is my new favorite number. The over the under, 'cause I won't pay my dues. With a foot in the water, the other recovering you. Shown through with you and that me around me. And my regret, I should my best cool time. I should have never left that kid by. Now I try to avoid my similarity with your demise. I took the day I lost you, followed up and set through the years I thought I knew. The years I thought I knew. Shame, spot, same time. But I lost time. But I lost my time. It's time. I see where that pain has undone me. With no regret, I should my best cool time. I should have never left that kid by. Now I try to avoid my similarity with your demise. I took the day I lost you, followed up and set through the years I thought I knew. The years I thought I knew. Took the day I lost you, followed up and set through the years I thought I knew. But I lost my same spot, same time.
All right, and that was Rapidan by Align. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with Jeremy Jessen. Stay with us. All right, and we're back. Let's bring in Jeremy Jessen from Align to talk about the song Rapidan. Hey, Jer, thank you so much for taking some time on a Saturday morning while you're traveling.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. And for all the listeners out there, you might recall we spoke with Jer a year ago about the song Oscilloscope, and that was to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Blue Worm Records, and we did a show at the Uptown VFW in Minneapolis that summer. And it was a super great time. We're doing another show in Minneapolis on Saturday, July 22nd, 2023 at Mortimer's. With Align headlining, my old band Dropnickel will be playing second, and Attracted to Gods will be opening. So if you're in town, please come out, show your support, and come hang out with some old friends. It'll be a really good time, and we hope to see you there. The song Rapidan comes from the record Blue Book Value that came out on Blue Worm Records in the early 2000s. So, Jer, please tell us what you can about the song Rapidan and anything you want the listeners to know.
So, I mean, that song in particular, there was kind of a last set of like I think it's like 4 or 5 of those songs on Blue Book Value that were um, that we wrote kind of in one spurt of creativity,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of finish off like the set of songs that we plan to record for that record.
Sure.
So like the first batch, the first kind of 8 or so were kind of written while touring and playing out and kind of, just regular band activity. And then we were like, all right, let's shut everything down and finish up what we need to finish up in order to make this record happen. And Rapidan, I think, was either the second to last or last one of that final batch of songs.
Oh, okay.
And that was kind of, Blue Book Value it's definitely the most emo of our records in terms of like just mid-20s malaise kind of. Yeah, I look back on it with conflicting feelings on how deeply emotional it truly was, or if it was just me complaining about stuff. So it's kind
Sure.
of, it goes a little both there. I think there's like aspects of each of those verses in that song that really still hit home for me. But then
Mm-hmm.
there's other parts of it where I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking about at that time or what it was even referring to. But the crux of even calling it Rapidan was that Rapidan is the name of a really small town right outside of Mankato, where
Okay.
3 of the 4 of us grew up.
Yep.
And specifically, there's a campground right along a river in Rapidan where there was like a yearly tradition where if you were a senior in high school, like a bunch of kids would just spend a night camping out there, like close to the end of the school year. It was kind of a rite of passage thing.
Yep.
And there was just a specific reference that I kind of honed in on for that song, because the night that we actually did that particular thing my senior year was the last night that I spent with a friend of mine who was later killed in a car wreck. And he's kind of come up a couple of different times in Align lyrics. Um, it was just kind of something that continued to it didn't necessarily haunt me, but it was something I was considered when I was having difficult times with myself, with growing up, with trying to figure out who I was going to be in the world,
Sure.
and wanting to not dishonor people that were no longer with me or with my family or with my friends by being lazy or dismissive of the world around me and trying to embrace, the good things about life and the good things about being in bands and traveling and having friends that are willing to play music with you.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of largely um, kind of put into the lyrics as kind of sort of metaphorically. But then there was also that same sort of hint of like a lot of like phrases and stuff that I ended up using on Blue Book Value were stuff that I kind of wrote like just sitting in the back of the van. So specifically like the shower in Texas line is,
Yeah.
that stuff is very much comes about just sitting in the van driving, 9-10 hours between shows.
Got it. Thanks for that. That's super, super helpful and makes a lot of sense to me. What is the line that you say right before the breakdown? You say shame something same time.
Yeah, so the full lyric was lost my shame, my spine at the same time, and
Okay.
I had to take out little prepositional things to make
Sure.
the rhythm work.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, I totally relate to a bunch of that too. Just looking back at, in that era for me, the records that I had written and things that I've been working on, and I look back at some of the songs, even on the Kingfield record that, I'm so grateful that you participated in. Like, I look back on some of that, and I'm like, oh, some of that is cringeworthy for me. I don't know that I ever want to hear that shit again, but it was also some of it was really good and felt really good and was really reflective of kind of that growth and evolutionary time that was happening for me when I was in that time. So I mean, for me,
Yeah,
I love that aspect of it. Even though, yeah, I look back and go, oh, if I was going to do that today, I probably would do it differently. But at the same time, that is exactly how I did it at that time because that's where I was at, and that sort of reflection of art at the time that it happens for me is just one of the coolest parts about, putting out records throughout our 20s, 30s, 40s, and into 50s. It's like
Yeah.
this constant evolution of where we are and how we grow as people and as artists. That's awesome. So one thing I'm also, as I'm just reflecting on that, I heard that line, the shower in Texas, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, is this about touring? Wait, and so for me,
Mhm.
like you said, just the way you described that was again super helpful. But I was also thinking, my brain's a little fuzzy in remembering how when the transition from Matt Roche to Dave Jarnstrom happened. Did Matt record on Blue Book Value? Because I thought Dave did, and that's where I'm like, oh wait, do I have that wrong?
Yeah, it was still Matt. That
It
was
was
yeah,
Matt.
yeah,
Okay.
it was the original lineup. We were really, really locked in for that record. That was like um that was our most considered, like we were gonna spend an entire week in a studio, like, that old school way of recording. Like
Yep.
we lived in a studio for a week and recorded that to 2-inch tape. It was the most kind of
Sure.
um classically dialed in studio experience, even more so than some breaking news that we did in New York City.
Yep.
We all took the week off from our jobs and just went to Orphan in Minneapolis and spent the whole week there. And it was the original lineup. And once the record came out, we spent a lot of the summer playing shows. And then it was, I think, September, October uh, we when Matt left the band and Dave joined up.
Got it. Got it. Right. Orphan. And Matt Kirkwald, he engineered that, didn't he?
It was Daryl Hurst,
Okay.
um, and then Todd Fitzgerald and Matt Payne mixed it together.
Okay. Got it. Got it. For some reason, I thought Kirkwald was part of that too. Um, oh, that's cool. Got it. Right now, you're out in Denver. Is that right? Or Fort Collins?
Fort Collins, yeah.
Cool. And again, what are you doing out there?
So the Descendants, as you know, like they have got the Blasting Room studio here, and Bill Stevenson and Carl Alvarez still live in Fort Collins, and but Stephen Edgerton lives in Oklahoma. So they have a guy who goes by the moniker Grover, who is their practice guitarist. So
Okay.
he practices with them to get them like ready for tours and stuff. And as a kind of a thank you to him, they do an annual show here called Groveridge, where they do basically just Descendants karaoke with a bunch of guest singers, and he
Awesome.
gets to play guitar for the entire set.
Sure.
So we've kind of, my other band Rat Owl, the guys in that band and myself have kind of befriended some of the Fort Collins guys, and sort of um, we weaseled our way into getting to do songs as part of this show. So I'm singing Good Things later tonight.
Later
It's fun.
tonight. That's
Yep,
awesome. Awesome. Well, I hope you record it and send it to me if you can, because I wish I could be there. I'd love to see that.
I will for sure.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so with Rat Owl, I know you guys are set up to play the fest in Gainesville this fall, right?
Yep,
And is
yep.
that, oh, go ahead.
It's the last weekend in October in Gainesville.
Okay, got it. And then now you've played this before, if memory serves me right, a couple years back. John Snodgrass and Dave and Jeremy were backing, or wait, Dave and Jeremy were backing up John, and they were doing I don't know what they were doing, but I thought it was like you guys were doing sets of other artists' music or something like that. Do I have that wrong?
They no, they just they did an original set with John,
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
just as part of that week leading up to Fest, we toured with John and did a Rat Owl set every night with him, and we would do a couple of Armchair Martian songs with him, his old band,
Yep.
each night. And then while we were at Fest, Rat Owl did a Sam I Am cover set,
Okay,
um,
that's got it.
in addition to our regular set.
Oh, you did both. Okay, cool. I
Yep.
didn't realize that. Are you doing something like that again, or is it just going to be a Rat Owl set this time in October?
This year it's just going to be Rat Owl. Yep.
Oh, okay, great. Well, and all the listeners out there, I have an episode coming up Right Around Fest with Dave Jarnstrom, the drummer from both Rat Owl and Align, to talk about the Rat Owl song Aladdin's Castle. So be sure to be on the lookout for that and to tune in for that. All right, well, let's take another quick break and we'll be right back with more with Jeremy Jessen. Stay with us. All right, and we're back with Jeremy Jessen from Align. We were talking about the song Rapidan. And Jared, tell me about what's new, what's next, what's going on with you. I know that you have, again, the fest for Rat Owls coming up. There's the show for Align July 22nd. Is there anything else going on that you want to discuss or promote?
Well, Rat Owl's new record is almost done. We had got like one more session to do backing vocals and more harmonies, but all the music and all the main vocals are done. So that's really close to the finish line. Super excited about that.
Yes.
Align is still writing new music. The show that we're playing with you guys at Mortimer's, we're going to be playing, I think, 3 new songs, and
Awesome.
we're gonna try to structure that set list with a little bit more of a deep cut flavor instead of the ones that we have been playing these last few sort of quote unquote reunion shows.
Sure.
We're trying to, dig a little bit deeper into the vault for some stuff that we haven't played in a while, just to kind of change it up. So pretty excited about that show. It's gonna be really fun seeing a lot of old friends.
Definitely. No, that's great. And where are you? Okay, so that begs 2 questions. Where are you recording the Rat Owl record?
We did drums and bass at a studio in St. Paul with Jacob Carlson, who has recorded some of the Justin Pierre stuff from Motion City Soundtrack,
Yep.
Stuff like that. And then we're doing guitars and vocals with Andy Matheson from Class of '86. Was a really good friend of ours, and actually our new guitar player, Ryan, was a member of Class of '86, and he and Andy go way, way back. So it's been a super cool experience with him just because he's way up our alley influence-wise. It's got a lot of those touch points that makes it really easy to work with him on guitar and vocal ideas. So it's kind of been split between 2 studios. And then we plan to have Jacob mix it, and then have, well, if we can get in their schedule, we want to have Jason Livermore at the blasting room master it.
Oh yeah. Awesome. No, that would be great. And how many tracks are on this record? Is that been defined?
Yeah, it's still a little TBD. We've recorded 15 songs,
Wow.
but obviously we want to fit it on an LP. So we're kind of curating that right now, and it'll probably be something like a 12-song LP, and then 4-song EP that we either release before digitally as kind of a lead up, or
Sure.
just have laying around for future stuff. It's kind of I let Dave and Jeremy fight over all that because they get really it's like those viral videos of goats screaming at each other.
Sure. No, that's cool. And that answered the other question. I'm glad you're going to release it on vinyl too. That's awesome. I look forward to that for sure. Are you trying to have that out before you get to Fest?
We want to have the recording at least available for people to listen to. So whether that's just releasing a couple of songs leading up, we still have to determine that. Just because, while we are almost done recording it, we're still dependent on the mixing and the mastering before we can actually have it available for people to hear. So it might kind of be at a preview stage at that point, but we'll see.
Got it. And as far as the Align stuff that you're working on now, is there? I know that you're writing stuff that you said. Are you? Is there a plan to go back into the studio to record another, record per se, or is it kind of how you did the last couple songs that you have put out? Is where you're just kind of releasing them as you record them, or what's the plan with that?
Yeah, I don't really know I think we've kind of talked about that the last few practices about whether we want to wait until we have like 5 or 6 and then go in and then combine those with Neo Noir and Oscilloscope and just kind of make kind of an 8-song record out of those.
Sure.
Or if we're going to just do a couple and then a couple more. But we know that just because of how it worked sonically the last time, that we'll go back into signature tone with Adam Tucker again, just because he's really, really good at recording heavy music, and that'll allow us to have that sort of through line and similar production to the two songs that we've already done, so that it's a cohesive sounding final product.
Definitely. No, and that makes a ton of sense. And both those songs sound amazing. So that's awesome to look forward to that too. Well, that's great. Jared, thanks again for coming back on to talk about Rapidan and talk about what's going on with both Align and Rat Owl. I hope you have a lot of fun tonight. I'm super stoked for you that you get to go sing good things with Bill and Carl and Grover. That's just awesome. And I can't wait to see the video of it. Safe travels, and and I'll see you July 22nd, if not before.
Awesome. Thanks, Brett. Good to talk to you.
Likewise. Thanks, Jared.
Three Crows Club presents B-Side Breakdown.
Most these days waste too much time. And the rubber would nickel just to make you die.
All right, and that wraps another episode of the B-Side Breakdown. Jeremy Jessen, thank you so much for coming on to talk about the song Rapidan from the Align record Blue Book Value. I also want to thank Adam Coulong and Carrie Bozel for helping me put together the jingle you hear at the beginning and the end of this episode. The song you're hearing in the background is from a band called Attracted to Gods off their record Sinners and Saints. It's a song called Hit or a Miss. You can see Attracted to Gods along with my old band Dropnickel and Align on Saturday, July 22nd, 2023 in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the bar Mortimer's. We hope to see you there. Come out, have some fun, and catch up with some old friends. Please subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And up next, we have a couple of episodes from the Americana country band Megan and Shane. We hope you tune in and we hope you like them. Until then, be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.